$2,500
Yeah.
for a complete one-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Like $2,500 for a house.
Yeah, one-bedroom house.
The rammed earth construction technique is an eco-friendly and cost-effective alternative that has been used for centuries. Rammed earth walls are built using a mixture of gravel, sand, silt, clay, and stabilizer, compacted or rammed between flat panels called formwork. This technique has been used to create buildings around the world, including many historic structures such as the Granada Alhambra in Spain, some parts of the Great Wall of China, the Tulu secular villages of the Hakka people, and Morocco's Ais Benadou and numerous Khazars. Clearly, rammed earth has proven that it can stand the test of time and that earth construction is one of the most affordable techniques. So why isn't it used extensively around the world for modern day buildings? Is it that there isn't enough research to understand and modify the product? Or is it the absence of building codes in many nations for rammed earth buildings? Or is it just the perceptions that we're stuck on that earth is a substandard construction material? In today's video, we're going to be exploring rammed earth construction with Peace, the director from Kasa Konsultants, a local firm using rammed earth for construction in Ghana. Hi, Peace.
Hi, Mommy.
Can you kindly tell us a little bit about Kasa Consultants, what you do there, what your process is, and your product that you offer?
My name is Peace Obeng Appau, the director of Kasa Konsultants. We have been into construction for about 6 years, even though we started with normal construction with blocks, but for the past 2.5 years, we've changed our focus solely into rammed earth construction, building rammed earth houses, sustainable houses, eco-friendly houses as well. That's what we are focusing on now, because of the affordability and the eco-friendly and the advantages it has over the cement houses. And even though we also have other services attached to our rammed earth building, such as land acquisition, land registration, and other things to help our clients. That's what we do.
So Peace, can you please tell us about your projects that you've completed so far?
We've done one at Treboom. In fact, that was the first duplex rammed earth building in West Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, we did it from the scratch.
Okay.
And we did it with our team, basically. And also we have one at Kwasi, a school building we built for the community as well. And we have one at Esibu. And currently we have one at Ayumensan that we are on now.
Where we at?
Yeah, one is in the north, but that's very far in Solar area.
All right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Can you tell us what some of your challenges have been constructing with rammed earth? What some of the challenges that you have faced?
Okay. The basic challenge that we are encountering is the perception of the people, the indigenes. They having this idea that the soil is for the villagers. So when we have the client, we have to keep on trying to convince them more and more. But sometimes when they are coming with their own artisans or their technical team, like their architects, their structural engineers, they do have doubt about the rammed earth project, because basically about 80% of the people, the population in Ghana have not heard or don't even know there's such a solid building process like that. Right. So that's a basic challenge or the major challenge that we face in the market currently.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the issues that people have with earth, even though it's a sort of technology that has existed for multiple years, people have been building this way for a lot of years. A lot of people don't think that it's modern enough or that it is to the standard that they want enough. So what are the kind of things that you guys have in place to make rammed earth more attractive to the general public?
Oh, thank you so much, Mami. Firstly, we started with a workshop.
Okay.
But even though we've had 3 workshops so far, the first one we didn't have anybody from Ghana. It was unfortunate. They didn't show interest. So the second one we had 1 Ghanaian and 2 people from Sierra Leone coming. And the third one we had Ghanaians, but their response on that's impressive. So we've tried to use the workshop to communicate to the people, because we wanted to raise more of the skillful men for the technology. Also, we've applied, we've started a negotiation with the CSR Kumasi, and they came over to test the MPV. There's something we call MPV. That's the strength of the wall, and they realized that it's more stronger than block.
Right.
So we are taking it from there, and once they give us the official reports, we will now apply it to the Ghana Standard Authority and take it to the Ministry of Housing to push in so that we can have RAM 8 in the Ghana Building Code. So far, it's not in the Ghana Building Code. So what it means is that if you want to build RAM 8, as an architect, you do your drawing and you state that it's RAM 8 wall. The town and country planning people might not be able to assess it because they don't have any measurement to do that.
Right.
So we want to start from there. So that we can get that approval from the authorities and let them know that there's something better like this.
Right.
So from there, if we're able to achieve that, then we'll now take it into the tertiary institutions. They will collaborate with some of the faculties of building and technologies. Then they can now input it into their courses.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Can you tell us a bit about the advantages of rammed earth over our standard concrete?
Oh, beautiful. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the health benefits.
Right.
You know, the cement itself has an acidic kind of stuff inside. The painting and the rest, inhaling those things, you might not see the effects immediately, but it has health effects. I'm not a doctor, but surely it's so easy to know that. But with this, it's natural.
Right.
You don't have those acidic elements inside. The cement element is barely zero from this. So the health benefit is the first I'd like to talk about.
Right.
And the second is about the eco-friendly nature. Then I would like to talk about the heat resistance level. It's higher than concrete. You know, we live in a climate place where, as you can see, we are sweating.
We're sweating.
Yeah, the sun is very hot. But you see, with this, if you have this rammet as your wall, you have your room to be more cooler than that of blocks, and the heat will not be easily penetrate. It's also a good soundproof, better than the blocks as well, and also very good fire resistance. If fire catches this, it can burn.
Right.
So if you build rammet, you might not need insurance.
Hey, no, please, you will always need insurance, please.
Okay, yeah, but at least the insurance might not be able to do anything for you because maybe there'll be nothing to do about. Yeah. So these are some of the better advantages, and also it's easy to build.
Right.
It's easy to build, and anyone, and very quick to as well too. So yeah, these are some of the advantages of it.
Okay. Okay, so aside your challenges with the perception of people, what are some of the challenges that you face building with this material?
Okay. Also, right now the system itself doesn't have enough skillful men into the system. So the labor skill is one of the challenges. So we keep on training people as well. Then also the materials. You know, it's not every soil that you can use to build the rammet. There's a type of soil. There's a standard soil that we need. And depending on the location, sometimes, for example, this is our current job that we are doing. We have to travel about 26 kilometers to get the right soil. So you see, it puts pressure on the construction as well.
And it will increase your cost.
Yeah, it increases the cost too as well.
Peace, can you please tell us a bit about your process with rammed earth? There's so many amazing designs that we see with how you guys let the different colors of the earth blend together. There's so many unique designs. Can you tell us a bit about how you arrive at that, how you achieve those designs, the formwork, all of that interesting stuff that you do?
All right, beautiful. Firstly, rammet is like baking. Yeah. You know, there's difference between baking and cooking. You know, when you are cooking, you can say, oh, I forgot my salt, let me add small, maybe in the process. But you know, when it comes to the baking, you create a formwork for it, how you want the bread to look like.
Right.
If you create a square, it will come out square. You can't change it later to a round stuff. That's how rammet is. Okay. So basically, before we come on site, we ensure that we know where we are going. We've agreed. We've looked at the drainage system of the environment. We've looked at the plumbing and electrical work. And that's the reason why most time we advise our client that if you want to build rammet, it's good that they consult us at the beginning. Right. Because most time when the architects are doing the job, sometimes they do it with the idea of blocks, the position of the condo and the rest. So our process is very simple. When we get to the site, we first do our soil tests. We ensure that we have the right soil for it. Then after our soil tests, then we come out with our ratio. Now the ratio varies. A lot of people have their own ratio, and the ratio will be determined on the soil on ground. There's a type of soil if we have, we'll have no cement in it.
Okay.
But there's some type of soil we have about 5% cement in it. There are times too, yeah, sometimes we have to get to like 8 or 9%, depending on the strength of the soil.
Okay.
Yeah, and we do the ratio mixing as well. We have other elements we also add to it. Some like lime and the rest.
Right.
We do have it when we are on site as well. So, when it comes to the colors, based on the design and how we want the face to look like, we come up with a drawing. We still use the formwork to do this design. They look nice, but it's the formwork we use to do the design, and we do it whilst we are ramming. Okay. We have a ratio, an inch that we ram, and we create the design for the colors. Oh. And yeah, we do it like that. Yeah.
So in your formwork, you pour each color, like each soil type per layer.
The first time we did the color, I remember a question was asked, is it that we went to buy red sand, yellow sand? No, it's the same soil that we use, but we use pigments. Okay. Colors, pigments, yeah, right. Different shades. Then when we have this combination we do with them, then we ram it. So you see what you are showing now on your screen, you see you have red, yellow, and black inside. Right. So depending on the color, we can mix it, and then we give it to you. Yeah.
Right, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So can you please tell us about incorporating the everyday stuff, the electricals, plumbing, the window frames, and all of that? How do you incorporate it into your product?
All right, the best way most times is that the frame should be ready and all those things should be ready before whilst we are building. Okay. But in some cases, the normal building that we have in our country now, we do those things after the walls has been erected. So most times the clients don't plan for that at the earlier stage. Okay. Yeah, but in RAM, it is always advisable that we have all those things at the beginning stage, because as we are building, we have to put them inside. Yeah, but in the case where you don't have it, we can use frames like this metal frame, right. So that when the frame of the window comes, we'll now screw it to make it tight into it. Right. And the plumbing work, we put them in the middle of the wall to ensure that it doesn't develop cracks as well in the wall. Yeah, and we try as much as possible. That's this one thing about the rammet. We try as much as possible that those, especially the plumbing, does not affect the joints of the walls. Okay. Yeah, unlike block work or let's say concrete, where you can put some of the plumbing in the joints, right, or in the pillars. It's not advisable to do that in the rammet. Yeah. Then also, we don't use anything below grade A materials of the plumbing and the electricals, because we are not expecting to maintain it or right. correct it in future. So we use unbreakable pipes, PVC ones, very strong ones, for all those plumbing and electrical works. Okay. Yeah.
Peace, can we talk about the resistance of this to natural disasters like earthquakes and stuff? How well will this perform in such an event? It's earth. So.
Yeah, I'll say that the earthquake rates, the resistance rates to earthquake is higher than block work, right. Because look at this, block works are small particles joined together with mortars. So they are joined at various points, well joined. So you see, it can easily lose. But this is one modified, cooked together, right. or compressed together. So this has a high rate of resistance to earthquake than that. And if you look at it very well, rammet can last up to 1,000 years. Yeah, if you go to some of these Asian towns, yeah, you see they very, so it's stronger than that of block work when it comes to the resistance as well. If it's well rammed, yeah, and if it dies, if the wall gets to the stage where, there's no water inside again and it becomes very strong, yeah, it's good to go. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about rain and how well this material does under rainy conditions. Because we see with some mud houses, especially those from the past, one of the issues with that was that the mud would disintegrate when the rain came in. So how different, or what are you doing for this not to have that issue where it just falls apart or breaks apart?
All right. it only has, if the rain has effect on it when it is newly done. Let's say if you do it less than a day or 2 days and it rains and it's not covered, it can affect it. But when it dries like this, it's not afraid of rain again. The rain can't affect it. Then also we Kasa Consultants, we've come out with we've come out with a solution, a waterproof solution. That when we are done with our project, we do spray it around the walls, so water doesn't get access to the walls. Yeah, so that's the benefit of dealing with Kasa Consultants.
So it gives that resistance of some sort.
To some extent. Yeah, even though on its own, when it's dry, it can stand the rain without folding off. Yeah, but we've added a solution to it to make it more better. Yeah.
So this is still going to give us that lifespan of 1,000 applicable.
Yeah, and another thing also is that when the widest you can go for block work is 6 inches. Together with the plastering and rendering will make it like 8 inches. But with the Ram 8, we can go beyond that. You can go up to 18 inches. For example, the job we did at Trebom is 18 inches thick wall.
Wow.
So you can 18 inches. So you look at it. It's not easy for water to penetrate through a compressed well compressed within 18 inches. So you are very safe.
That's very good with the sound.
Yeah, of course. So if you want a studio, maybe your studio will come and build a ramet for you.
Okay, so it's good for that as well. So what type of roof systems do you use on this? Can you use any type of roof system?
Oh yeah, you can use any. Yeah, but I always advise clients to go for thatch roof to make it feel more natural, or bamboo as well to make it feel natural. But you can go for anything that you want. Any.
So please, can we please talk about some of the challenges that you faced during the construction process? We see this crack here, so we know you went through some things. If you can kindly tell us a bit about this.
All right, so you see that first of all, you see this layer looks quite different from this.
Yes.
Yeah, because when we were done with this layer, we were blessed with a good weather. It didn't rain, and so it dried enough before water touched it.
Okay.
So it's strong. Water can destroy it now. Very, very strong now.
Sorry.
But unfortunate for us, the day we did this layer, we did a combined layer together because we're trying to beat the rain, and we're not fortunate enough, and it rained. So naturally, the particles that were compressed got loose.
Okay.
So with that, when you're removing the formwork, there'll be a shaking, and because the water has loosened it, it creates these cracks. And normally the crack starts from the hole where we put our metals to bind the formwork.
Okay.
So when we're removing it, and it starts like that. But the beautiful thing is that we correct the cracks. Okay. So as you can see, we started the process of correcting. But before you correct it, you have to ensure that it's not going to rain again. So as you can see the weather, we started on Monday trying the correction of it, and it started raining again. So we stopped. Right. So we'll wait for the rain to be done. Right. Then when it's done, then we'll come and correct it. But it doesn't affect the strength of the wall.
Right.
Yeah, because in our construction, we do put some elements within our walls. Every 300 centimeters, we do introduce a binding in our walls. So if you see, we are going to introduce some here, and we are going to patch it. We're going to make it smoother and make it nice. Yeah.
So listening to this, we can see that the rain is a very big issue when it comes to rammed earth construction.
Yes.
So how does this affect your delivery times? If I come to you and I need a project, does that mean you can't work with me in the rainy season?
Yeah, depend on the project, and then depend on the area.
Okay.
First of all, if the land is somewhere in a low belt area, we will advise that you wait for the rainy season to go over. Except the client is ready to bear some extra cost of providing some like a tent or extra rainproof like nylon, black, DP materials all over the building for us.
Okay.
Yeah, but even that is not really advisable because sometimes the rain comes with wind, with a strong wind. So sometimes we do have the wind pushing the walls, and it shakes a little bit. Yeah, so when you come during the rain season, we will advise that wait till we get to the dry season. It's the best time to build runways. Yeah.
So generally, rain is bad for the business.
Something like that. Another major also challenge we do have in doing the construction is the lack of mechanical tools for the work in this part of the country. You know, unlike the other side of the world where they have 100% tools. So, for example, we do our mixing, even though we have a mixer that we are trying to acquire, but when the manpower is doing it, you know, they have a tendency, man has a tendency that's a limit where he can work to without getting tired. And when he beats that limit, he starts getting tired. So the ramming differs and the mixer differs sometimes. So we came out with a system. So we have a system that we follow in our construction. We set the week that, okay, Monday we do our mixing, Tuesday we do our formwork, then Wednesday we do our ramming. Yeah, so it helps us. Yeah,
it breaks the job down a bit.
A little bit for us.
Because I see internationally they have these electronic compactors that they use to do the ramming. It makes it look much easier than what I've seen us do locally.
Yeah,
because you see them pounding it into the formwork, and it looks like so much work.
Yeah, that's the pneumatic rammers.
Right.
We by the grace of God, we are trying to purchase some. But you know, one of the beauty also about it, this rammet, is that having the people doing it themselves, it makes it more lovely and more natural as well. Yeah. Okay. So with the machine, yeah, it makes it faster and excellent. We'll get there, but we are also trying to make the people feel that, come on, we can build something. They are part of nature that we can build. Yeah, that's what.
What's the speed of your construction? Without the rain.
Without the rain, we are very fast. Yeah, very, very fast.
How is it?
We can use 2 months to finish, let's say, a 2-bedroom house.
Wow.
Yeah, without the rain and if everything be equal, we are very, very fast. Yeah.
And in terms of labor, how many people do you typically need to complete a project?
Normally we use 6 gang labor.
Wow.
6 gang
So
labor.
6 people to finish a 2-bedroom house in a matter of 2 months.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Peace, let's talk some numbers now.
Okay.
How much for this 2-bedroom house that we're talking about? How much would it cost us for something like that?
When it comes to the costing, there are 3 major factors. The first is the architecture drawing. You know, if the size of your head will determine the type of hats that one can wear. Yeah.
Okay.
So if the drawing that is coming in has a lot of curve, you know, most times it's advisable that you let a rammed person does the drawing for you, but so that it can factor in some of the cases to help your drawing to make it cheaper. So when we look at the architecture drawing to determine the cost and the rate that we'll give you, then the next thing is the location. You know, Ghana has diverse kind of soil in the various kind of regions. So, for example, if you are building in Accra or Kaswa, for example, it's full of loose particle sand, of the seashore sand, and those sands are not good for rammets. So, if the project is in Kaswa, we might have to travel, very far before we get the right soil. So, it will affect the costs. Let's also say the building is somewhere in the north. Like what we did in the north, the rate was quite high than that we did in Ashanti region, because Ashanti region have the soil. They are blessed with that type of soil as well. So the architecture drawing and the location. And the last one is the finishing. We do have 3 grades of finishing that we give our clients. We have grade A finishing. Someone wants POP, you can do POP. Someone wants tongue and groove ceiling. Someone might say, okay, I want water heater, I want tiles, I want whatever. That's grade A finishing. Then we have grade B finishing as well. Let's say the grade A finishing will go for security door, like the Turkish door or the Chinese security door. The grade B goes for a wood panel door, but in a high grade. Then the grade C is like those that increase the same impairment once. I'm like, I just want a place to rest my head. Yeah, and that one goes. So we have a rate.
Okay.
We have come up with a rate per square meter.
Okay.
So when it's grade A, we give you 800 Cs to 900 Cs per square meter.
Okay. Okay.
when we factor these three elements. Okay. For the grade B, we have 600 to 700 per square meter.
Wow.
Yeah, and the grade C, we have the 400 to 500 per square meter. So with this, yeah, it makes it very easy to build. And you know, for we in Kasa Consultants, we are very interested in certifying our clients. So from the beginning to the end, we have some 3 packages, even in terms of payments as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes people, they don't get the understanding. So when they come to us, we look at even their budgets and say, okay, fine, maybe they want grade B, but their budget is not up to. So we can work around their budget and say, okay, guy, maybe you are working around 6,000 USD dollars. You just want to put your head in a nice place. We can say, okay, fine. Maybe the reason why you might not be able to go for grade A is because your house is looking maybe L-shaped. So can we make it a square? To be easier. So when we make it that way, you see, we've taken away a curve out. We've taken away certain things out to make it easier for you.
Peace. So if I understand you correctly, with these numbers that you have just given us, these figures are really exciting for me. You're saying that we can, if we're looking at your low-end housing, your option C.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're going for something like that, and we want about 30 square meters with this range of 400 to 500 CDs that you're giving us, if we work that out in dollars, that means we're talking at about $2,500 for a complete 1-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Like $2,500 for a house.
Yeah, 1-bedroom house.
That's about 17,000, a little less than 17,000 CDs.
Yeah, that's it.
15,000 CDs even.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And if we go for your option A, that's about $4,100 to $4,500.
Yeah, something like that.
For your option B, that's about $3,500.
Yeah.
These are really amazing price points. So I know they are going to need his number to reach out to him. So I'll put all his information in the description box below, so you can reach out to Kasa Consultants if you're interested in acquiring one of these. If we're looking for bigger units, if we want to do 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, let's talk about that. With the square meterage prices you've given us, it makes it easy for us to calculate based on the size that we want. So we know that. So just tell us a bit about if we wanted to do a 3-bed to a 5-bed, what you could do for us.
All right. So for example, if it's not a duplex house, you know, the square meter goes up to 9 foot high. So anything above 9 foot comes with an extra cost with a percentage.
So how high can we build?
We can go as high as you want, but I'll say ideally 2 or 3 floors is okay. Ideally, with that. But the height is going to determine the thickness of the wall. Now we normally start with 12 inches, 8, 12, 15 to 18 to 24 inches. So for example, we have calculation that we do when you come to us. When we look at the height of the wall, and the client agrees not to introduce any member of concrete. For example, the house we have at Trebom is 15.5 feet, sloping to 14.5 feet, and has no elements of cement, and also no rebars. There's no rebars inside. Yeah. So we did the calculation and we were to say, 18 inches will be good for that. So we started 18 inches thickness. So with that, it will surely come with a little bit extra cost if the thickness is going to change with that. So we can go as high as 40 feet, which should be about 3 or 4 story ideally. But also with that, we have professional geomatic engineers that we work with. We'll come and test the soil, because the strength of the soil will determine if your house, the land, can carry that load. You know, ram earth is very, very heavy. So we have to calculate the soil to see if it can carry it before we agree to the height. Yeah.
Peace, can you tell us a bit about your foundation?
Beautiful. The foundation of that we normally use, normal block foundation, but we lay it flat because of the thickness. You know, the block is 400 mm. Which is normal like 5 inches if it's put in straight. But the thickness of the wall goes, like I said, 8 inches, 12 inches. So if you are using 8 inches thickness of the wall, we lay the 9 inches side of the block flat. That we do. But when we are using the thickness of 18 inches, like we did in our work in Ashanti region, like I said, with that, we have to use what we call a strip of power foundation, which has to do with concrete. We have to use concrete because the weight has to sit on a very solid foundation. So with that, we used concrete and rebars for the foundation. Right. If you're using that thickness of course, and also the height also, and the land, the location of the building can also determine the foundation. If we get a place where it's waterlogged, we might have to raise it a little bit. Sometimes we even use pozzolana cement to seal the waters in the ground, or put DP materials.
I saw some black things. Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's what we did here. Yeah, because here is a low built land, so we had to raise it and put the DP materials to prevent the water from the foundation. And the foundation here too, we had to use the blocks flat to use it. Yeah, so that's why. And also, if we are fortunate enough on the side, we get these strong rocky stones. Right. Yeah, they normally call it in tree, but I know some of your viewers don't understand. But maybe let me just take the advantage of introducing our culture a little bit. Maybe they can Google it and try it. It's called kumkumabo.
Kumkumabo.
Yeah, kumkumabo.
Because it's what? Heavy gravel. Do you know it? Okay.
Someone will say it's called heavy gravels,
right.
Like reddish in color. They are very, very, very strong. So sometimes if we're fortunate to get some on site or close by, we can use that for you. Yeah, to make it excellent for you.
Please, I want to know, with round earth construction, right, there's some people that are able to achieve this finish where the aesthetic is really, it's not as reddish as this or as orange. It's more white, more light. I just want to know how you can achieve that, if it's possible in this climate.
In this climate, most times when you use a high ratio of the sun or the cement or the binding material, you can achieve that. And if you're also fortunate to have a natural color of that, to fade out the red is possible. It's highly possible. You just have to work on the ratio very well and be able to achieve that. It's highly possible. Yeah, I think in our next project is something similar that we are going to do. And it's a church building, so it's going to have that kind of shade color, and it's going to have another a little bit of sky blue color. Yeah, because of the church that we are building for.
Blue.
Yeah, a little bit sky.
How are you going to achieve that with the soil?
Yeah, with the soil and with other materials.
Okay, that's very interesting.
So you'll see it very soon.
Okay,
a part of it, just a part of it, to create something very, very nice.
I've seen grey, cream, and some really interesting
colors. And sometimes deep brown, chocolate kind of color.
Yes.
Yeah,
and even black.
Yeah.
All
black, it's very, very
But in
possible.
Ghana, what I've seen is this orangey, reddish.
Yeah, because most times the
soil type.
Yeah, the soil type, and also to change it, it comes with sometimes extra cost. For example, with that color you spoke about, the grayish kind of color, mostly with lime, pure lime powder can easily help achieve that easily. Yeah, but you see, lime is costly in Ghana. So you just have to depend on the natural. But you won't paint it. There's no painting around it.
So that's another way. Another way we're saving costs is the no painting.
No painting, no painting, and no maintenance of the building. So once you are done, no maintenance. So like total.
At least maybe 10, 20 years. And
more than. So sometimes people ask, is it possible to change the color in future?
Okay.
Yes, but at a very high risk.
Risk?
Yeah.
Why?
High risk because you might have to dent the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or you might have to dent either render or plaster.
Yeah, and I don't think you can paint directly on this.
No, you can't. It will be tough for you. Yeah, but if you want to, you can dent it apart, then introduce whatever color you want to. But like I said, it's high risk because by then you are putting your plumbing inside, you are putting your electricals inside, and they are working, they are functionable. So you are creating space for cracks and
Right.
space for loosening particles. Yeah.
So, Peace, when you put your formwork there and you put your soil, rammet and everything,
Yeah.
once you remove the formwork, I hear that's one of the most complicated parts,
Yeah.
taking it out and making sure everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Once you take that out, that's it.
Yeah, that's
After
it.
that, no plastering, nothing.
No, not at
Wow.
all. Yeah.
So you just remove it and you're done.
Yeah. And so that's why during the formwork process, you have to really, really take all factors into consideration. You have to be very, very specific, know what you are doing, and you have to ensure that you have your straight formwork.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's also one of the beautiful things that we are blessed here. If you don't even have the strength to get the metal formwork, you can go for wood formwork, and make sure the surface are very smooth. And we put it side by side. We take our measurements and ensure thickness, and we tighten it with those metals. So that's why you have these holes
here.
there.
Yeah.
But after everything, when the walls are very set, we'll fill all those holes. Actually, the reason why these ones are there because the formwork is going to, it's like with one layer.
Okay.
So we'll be tightening it.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though we would have filled it already. Yeah. That's the reason why.
So you just compact the next layer onto this one.
Onto this one.
So
yeah.
what does that mean for the formwork? Do you lift it? How do you do it?
We normally raise it, then hold it, give it legs.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you just give it
Then,
that's interesting.
then we now ensure that it gets to the height that we want to.
So, Peace, is there anything else you'd like us to know about your technology, about your buildings?
Oh wow, yeah. I like to say that don't hesitate to contact us for Ram 8, and when you want to choose housing, choose Ram 8 because that is the best currently, and that is the easiest and is more affordable than any form of building. I want to emphasize that because it's very important, and we want you to feel this African building. Know that we belong to Africa, and we have the best. God has blessed us with the best. The soil is there, so let's use it. Let's use it to build. Let's use it to create our environment, to communicate who we are.
Thank you, Peace. Peace, so can you please tell us about the process to work with you? If we want to acquire something from you, what are the steps we need to take?
All right, beautiful. You visit our website,
Okay.
www.kasakonsultants.com. There you have under contact us page. You have a booking.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a free booking consultation. Then you state the time and a date that you'll be available that we can chat with you.
Okay.
So when you do the booking, you receive a mail from us that you have booked, and we'll arrange a meeting with you either via Zoom or a normal call or WhatsApp, and then we'll pick it up from there.
Okay.
Then we'll be able to work with you, and also with our contact details in the description.
Yeah.
You can also directly call us from any part of the world, or send us WhatsApp message. You pick the contact there. We'll also start working with you.
So all your social media platforms will also be in the description as well, so you can check all those out, so you can conveniently reach out to Peace and his team. All right. Thank you so much, Peace, for having us. This is really beautiful work that you have going on here. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to share with your friends and loved ones that may find it interesting. If you want to contact Kasa Consultants, I have left all their contact information in the description below, so feel free to check it out if you would like to reach out to them. Hopefully, I see you in my next video. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and an amazing life. Bye!